Kim, Anna, welcome to Skydive Buckeye. How are we doing today, ladies?
We're doing great.
So first time skydiving?
Yes.
Anybody nervous?
Good nerves, good nerves.
It's a sign of intelligence. You should be a little nervous.
A little bit, but I'm excited.
All right, we'll see how you feel when that door opens. Any reason or occasion we're doing this?
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Bucket list check.
Here's to life. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Let's go have some fun.
Do it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late. You mind if we take a detour? I gotta host a meeting. Send me down on the steps, right over there.
That's how you make an entrance. So if you're going to jump out of a plane, I recommend that you jump with Machine Gun Kelly's stunt double. I figured if it didn't go well, the headline would read, Phoenix College president dies with Machine Gun Kelly's stunt double from Jackass 2. So it was going to be a great headline either way. What could go wrong, right? I stuck the landing. He stuck the landing, and I was just there for the ride. So just before coming over, Kim Duru saw this on my table. I learned that Mountain Valley spring water was Elvis Presley's favorite water before the show. I thought I might need some water. I was going to do some talking today. I did not know that it was Elvis's favorite water. If you haven't seen Elvis, I encourage you to do so. It's a great movie. I drank some, and so apparently I can do Elvis. I hope you wore your favorite Google outfit. I wore mine. If you didn't, shame on you. You did not take the challenge. You do not get a prize. So shame on you for being chicken. But welcome. It is the 45th anniversary of Elvis's death. It is a very sad day. So we're going to take a moment of silence. Okay, that's over. Remember, Elvis, remember that dance because you will not see it again. It is going to be a great day. One of the things I wanted to do is remind us why we're all here, and that is for our students. And so today we're going to hear from some of our students. I felt like if we're going to kick off the year, we need to hear from them, a little more from them and a little less from us administrators from the dark side. And so this morning, do we have our student speakers? All right. It is my pleasure to introduce one of our newest administrators, Dr. Anika Hutchinson, our Associate Dean for Student Affairs.
Good morning, PC. Good morning and welcome to the new academic year and welcome to being back together again. It is so important to celebrate how far we've come in the last few years, and it's my understanding that you all haven't been able to get together like this in quite some while, so I'm so happy to be here with all of you. And while we're celebrating being back together and celebrating the new fall year, it's even more important that we continue to celebrate our students, our remarkable students, and celebrate their hopes, their dreams, their futures. As you know, all of our students have taken a leap to be here, just like we saw President Britt leap out of that airplane. Some of the leaps are bigger than others, some are harder than others. However, many of our students have encountered barriers to their success, but have managed to leap over those obstacles. So today, I'd like to introduce you to one of those students. Joshua Smith is a 2019 graduate of ASU Prep. He is a very involved student and has participated in PC's BSU and NAACP chapter and in the Christian and STEAM clubs. Joshua also serves his community by working with St. Mary's Food Bank and Feed My Starving Children. Joshua was inspired to attend PC after driving past our campus every day on his way to school. And so now he's here pursuing a degree in graphic design. And now Joshua is going to come and tell you a little bit about his time here at PC. So do me a warm welcome and welcome Joshua.
Good morning. So as you know, my name is Joshua. I've been here. Let's see, can you hear me now? Perfect. As you know, I've been here since 2019, and so far the school has been just one of the best I have ever attended. It's nice to finally see all the faculty again, seeing some of my teachers back from last semester and continuing. To start off, I would say I am an only child, and while attending Phoenix College, I have been a caregiver to my aunt, which has not always been easy, but at the same time, she has been a very big support to me being able to stay in an education and continue to strive to succeed. I'm working toward my AAS Media Arts Graphic Design degree, and during my time here, I've managed to make some enjoyable connections, understanding how to work in different environments, and even joined a few clubs as mentioned earlier. My first semester, I only took 3 classes to get a feel for the college, which I felt was very beneficial. And then as I continued, I moved on to 5, pushing myself past the limit. I was a little nervous, but after speaking with my advisor, I was able to figure out where I needed to go, understanding it was thanks to her that I was able to have a graduation plan my first semester, understand how to navigate the Phoenix College website, and even know what college, university I want to transfer to. By talking with her, we detailed points for everything that we could think of, and I was able to talk with her for nearly every chance I got, once a semester, twice a semester. The second semester was more comfortable. I was asking more questions, collaborating with my teachers and my classmates to improve my work, improve their work, and seeing how we could make the class the most enjoyable we could for the entire day. All my teachers have been very knowledgeable of the courses they teach, and I took advantage of all PC's resources, like the tutoring room in the library downstairs, to get as many assignments as I could done, as well as the tutors to help me with scholarships and essays. I spent time walking the campus and enjoying the different areas and speaking with campus staff. I've enjoyed hanging out with fellow students and friends in the student union and have been and enjoyed going to the campus cafeteria and enjoying all the food there. Really good food. As you know, I am involved in our Christian club, our NAACP club, and our STEAM club. Each one, as I slowly joined, I built friendships and understood what it meant to be a part of a team here, being able to throw in my own graphic design concepts to either improve the club or improve my own skills to other areas. Vashid is one of my earliest mentors when I first came here for the orientation, and she has been a great support for me. She introduced me to the NAACP club and Christian club, and every time I've been here, she'd always see if there was a way for me to come out and join in some kind of volunteer act or in some other way to make myself more comfortable with the school staff and everyone. There have been a few barriers. Financial issues, of course, will always come up, but like as I said, with the school resources, the resource coaches, tutors, and scholarship writing, all of them have really helped me to overcome all these barriers. The college website, of course. The other area I struggled with was scheduling. Trying to schedule when classes would be the best to work in was always tough, but after talking with my advisor and figuring out my own life understandings and time sets, I was able to make it all work. One of my greatest achievements was that I was able to get one of my artworks hung in the Eric Fisher Gallery last semester for the Western Eye competition. Another success. Thank you. Another success was that I was able to use my graphic design skills to help with advertising 2 of the 3 clubs I am a part of. I was very excited for that. I was also able to talk with people in other fields, not just my own artistic field, getting to bond with every single student around, meeting people from the nursing degree programs, every other degree program. And I found that communication has been the most crucial point in building the community and being able to be a part of it. My goal is to become a graphic designer in advertising. This spring, once I've graduated from here, as this is my last semester, I plan to transfer to GCU to get my bachelor's. I look forward to having the rest of the semester with everyone here and for all the students and staff, more staff that come along the way. Thank you.
I was looking for my iPad. Let's give it up for Joshua. I don't know if he knows you are defying the odds, simply defying the odds. If you look at our data and our statistics, he's 2 out of 10. You're in the 20% club. You simply are defying the odds. Amazing. And when you walk around this semester, I want you to know you are amazing. I am Kimberly Britt. the new president of this extraordinary institution. I am standing in the presence of greatness, and I am simply honored to be here. I don't know how I got here, but here I am. And when I say I don't know how I got here, I really don't. But here I am. Certainly when I arrived here 14 months ago, I never thought I would be standing up here doing what I'm doing today. The unhappiest people I know in this world struggle to make a decision. They fail to take a leap. They focus on what might happen if I do this. They're indecisive. They focus on what could go wrong. They just saw Spider-Man. They focus on what could go wrong. They never ask what might go right. What is on the other side of your greatest fear? What's on the other side when you jump? When I moved to Maricopa 14 months ago, I knew that one day I would be a president. Not because I craved power, but because I knew that I had a desire to serve, that I had something that I could offer, that I was a little bit different. Some people might echo, yeah, she's a little different. But because I did not crave power, that I could bring something unique to the presidency, that I actually would give the power away to all of you, that I would empower you to be great, that I would empower you to jump, to get the courage to take the leap, to jump. Not because I'm afraid to lead. I understand what it means in higher ed to lead. I understand the landscape. I understand the national trends. I understand the trends and the challenges within Maricopa. I am not afraid of them. I understand where we need to go. But I understand, as president, I have the humility to give the power away because I have the confidence to admit I don't know everything. Because I am standing in the power of greatness, I know that I have greatness behind me, and that if I serve you, if I take care of you, as I said in my welcome message, that we are capable of extending the 102-year legacy of greatness that defines this institution. But if I don't give that power away, then that legacy does not continue. The presidency does not mean control. It means empowering you so that that legacy of greatness continues. And so as I come to this position, I come with an attitude of service. I understand our students. I understand their struggles. I understand what it means to be a faculty member, and I understand what it means to serve in the community college environment. I understand your fear, Joshua. I understand what it means to walk back from the brink of hell. I've done it several times in my life. Phoenix College has a legacy of greatness, a rich history of paving the way with an unmatched standard of excellence. You see that in our demands for change in leadership. You needn't look back too many years. Yeah, it's true. I promised Carl he would not have to lead a vote of no confidence as long as I was in this seat. You see it in our committee representatives. We lead change, both at a college level and at a district level. You see it in the fact that we launched not one, but 2 bachelor's degrees. We demand excellence. You see it in our BNFP program. We call people when they do not meet the standard of excellence that we expect. We will call you on it. And I will dwell on this in a few moments. We are trending up in enrollment when others are falling down in Maricopa. We have national champions in our athletes. We have published authors among our faculty. We have Grammy winners among our faculty. We have Tony dress designers among our student bodies. We have world-renowned artists among our alumni. We just ooze awesomeness all the way around and success. And yes, your president jumped out of a plane, a well-functioning plane. And every time I've ever gotten on a plane, the thing we know is if the door opens, something is going wrong and we need to put on our oxygen masks. But suddenly the door was open. But what you don't know is that it took me 6 years to make the decision to jump out of a plane. To whom much is given, much is expected. We've heard this quite a bit. Nothing this college will achieve will be worthwhile unless we take risks. There is absolutely no gain in playing small. We know that at Phoenix College. We opened as a desegregated institution because we know there is no gain in playing small. It took me, as I said, 5 years to make a decision to jump out of a plane. Here's why I did it, and why I did it is important. I did it because I focused originally on all of the reasons of why I shouldn't. Anna started nagging me when she was 16 years old to jump out of that plane. And I came up with every excuse of why I shouldn't. You're not 16, you can't do it, it's not legal. I'm 18 now, Mom. Yeah, well, we've got to do this year for your birthday. We can't jump out of the plane yet. It took Hunter dying for me to jump out of a plane because everywhere I've been since I got to Arizona, I have said, I wished Hunter could see this. I wish Hunter could see the institution I'm leading. I wish. I never wanted to lose Anna or Anna to lose me. And for either one of us to say, I wished we had jumped out of that plane. For the first time, my purpose became greater than my fear. When your purpose becomes greater than your fear, you will take the jump. And so I say to you today as Phoenix College, when your purpose and your mission is greater than the fear of failing, you will take the jump. And so as we look ahead at our new strategic plan, our 4DX goals, our purpose has to be greater than the fear of changing what we need to change to achieve our goals. We have to take the jump. Let me start where I began. The unhappiest people in this world that I know fear change. They can't make a decision. They're indecisive. They're slow to change, and they fail. They refuse to take the jump. Let me go back. When your purpose, when your mission, you will become the 20%. When your purpose is greater than your fear. Joshua is going to graduate. Joshua will get his bachelor's degree because his purpose is greater than his fear. It is greater than his fear. When my daughter died, I had one purpose: to heal. I put everything I had behind healing. Everything I did. I got up, I walked every day, I popped in my earbuds, and I listened to the most motivational music I could find. And I walked. I walked every day during that pandemic because there was nothing else to do. To heal. And I decided that I would not just survive her death, but I would thrive again. I would not fold up and die with her. I would survive, and I would honor her. And I found this institution. It is about changing. I assure you that Michael Crow did not look at the flat institutional enrollment rates around four-year institutions and decide, yeah, ASU, we're going to just go flat like the rest of them. We will not tinker around the edges at ASU. We will change this institution. We will take risks. We will not play small. And now I'm reading about 8%, 9% enrollment increases at ASU. He's transforming the place. He is. Because there is no gain in playing small. Phoenix College does not play small. I am standing in the presence of greatness. We have not been here 102 years, Spider-Man, by playing small. We chose excellence. Last year, faculty hires, 7 in nursing alone, because we made a decision. Constance was in my office, up my rear so much. Thank you. Because she said these standards, this quality will not stand. We have expanded our human resources. Again, Melissa McMullen, where are you? I will expand this team. We will fill these vacancies. We've cut it in half, from 22 deep to about 11 more, Heather, in student services. Jim, where's Jim Neunfeld? Is he in here? Well, kudos to Jim. A quality initiative proposal. Jim, one of the first meetings I had, we've got to have some standards around online courses. We must invest in our faculty. We must invest more in quality initiatives, and quality matters. 40% of our online courses, 40% of our courses are online exclusively. And that's where our highest equity gaps are. We've got to invest. So we're going to institutionalize that, meaning that we're going to put money behind it. A commitment to improved hiring practice. We sent another team to Washington, administrative and faculty, at faculty request, to ensure that our hiring practices are inclusive, and that when we include people, that we embed them in our institutional culture. Bachelor's degrees. Not only are we bringing them, but we're leading the way in Maricopa, launching them in a fiscally responsible manner, telling the rest of the district, hey, this is how you assess them too. We're showing people how to get it done. Our athletes not only play well on the field, they kick some academic booty as well, with an average GPA of 3.1, learning life skills to be leaders. Enrollment and retention. Our enrollment is up, our retention is improving. And we are filling critical positions, and we are making OYOs more and more permanent lines as part of our budget. And I will continue to advocate for that where we can. We can't recruit people and tell them, hey, yeah, we'll keep you for a year. People want permanency. So where we can change that, we will. I believe that the building blocks of institutional success rest here, and they are embedded in our new strategic plan, teaching and learning. Faculty, you impact students profoundly. They will spend more time with you than anywhere else on our campus, in the classroom. You have a profound impact. Did you hear Josh talk about, Josh, I don't remember you talking about how much you enjoyed Google Meets. I don't remember that. Did I miss that? Yeah, I don't remember him talking about his online classes. He didn't. Did you say you signed up for everything online? Did I missed that? No, he didn't. He didn't talk about how much he loved that. He talked about the value of relationships and interacting with human beings. Look at this room. Look at this room. All of you here in your best Google Meets, your Spidey hat. Heather's got on some green flip-flops and some fuzzy socks are floating around. People want people. Thank you for being here. Faculty who taught face-to-face, thank you. You heard it from our students. They need you. And staff who are making your way back, thank you. The vibrancy and the energy is so critical to our student success. So if you are leading the way in that space, thank you. Thank you, because it matters. Purposeful team building, choosing the right people, nurturing people. One of the things I talked about in my welcome back letter is this: taking care of you. You are a whole, complex human beings. And my pledge to you is to make sure that I create a culture where you want to be, where when you come to work, you laugh, you grow, you have fun. We are investing in you. And collaboration, and another word for collaboration is shared governance. Including you in the decisions that we make, empowering you is another word for that. Take the moonshot. When I moved here, I took a moonshot. When I went to college, I took a moonshot. How audacious of somebody with 2 black garbage bags and everything she owns to think that she could go to college. What if I accepted the statistics that 2% of foster youth get an associate degree? I had enough people tell me I could not go to college. It wasn't worth the effort. I mean, every statistic said I shouldn't. I never thought I'd lead one, much less graduate from one. Should we listen to statistics that nationwide community college enrollment is down? Or do we take the moonshot and show people that we can defy those odds? I mean, we are Phoenix College. I am standing in the presence of greatness. Michael Crow did not accept the data. He did not accept the statistics. I did not accept the statistics. I did not accept the trajectory of grieving parents. I was not a mother who chose to crawl in the grave with my daughter. I did not give up. I am not a quitter, and as your president, I will not be a quitter. You did not hire a quitter. You hired somebody who looks at the odds and says, hold my beer. Take the moonshot. People want to be a part of something great. That's why people want to come to Phoenix College. The effect we have on students that we serve is the legacy that defines us. Look at our history. Look at our alumni. Look at what our students achieve. That's what defines us. My ask of you today is to keep writing that history. We don't have to accept national trends. We've never done it. We won't do it now. I would also caution us never to confuse movement with progress. We can see a lot of busy energy. I can show you a lot of initiatives in Maricopa that went somewhere to die. Busyness. I see. We have to be strategic. We must move with purpose. Steve Jobs, when he started Apple, started focusing on one product, not a lot of stuff. Chick-fil-A, chicken. Apple, one computer, one thing, not everything. Do this one thing great. Now, we rolled out 40X in Maricopa, and it told us, do fewer things with more intentionality, and it will take you further. There's a lot of sense in that, right? So that's what we're going to do. You're going to hear more about it. I don't care if you call it 40X. I really don't. We get tired of that terminology. But what we are going to do is get rid of some things that don't make sense, that aren't moving us forward. And we're going to focus on things that define Phoenix College, that we know are propelling us forward. Because what we know is we are propelling us forward. People are calling Heather Cruzy and saying, hey, what's Phoenix College doing? And she said, some good stuff. I want to ask you to aspire to come to work not just to make a living, but to make a difference. If you're coming to Phoenix College just to make a living and not to make a difference, you probably shouldn't be here because you're not going to make it very long. People will weed you out. It won't be me. It will be your colleagues, because people who come here, as Klein Demuo used to say, are extraordinary because this is an extraordinary place. We have a history of weeding out people who don't come here to make a difference. Come here to make a difference. That's my ask. Empowerment, shared governance, that which I am giving to you, and this is a little bit of a borrow from Oprah Winfrey, by the way, English faculty, I'm paraphrasing, is your unlimited pass to anywhere you want to go. It is your permission to seize the day. And there are no apologies that are needed if you aren't successful. It is your permission to jump, take the risk, be innovative, and be great. Because even if you fail, the lessons learned from not sticking the landing will still help us grow. That's what we do in education. We figure out if we fail, how do we back up, and we make it right. And so I was talking about 40X, this wildly important goal. Where are we going? And more important, why do we need to go there? Well, we want to increase completion and transfer from 23% to 30%. And there are a lot of things that we can do in order to do that. Now, in 40X terms, we call this our WIG, our wildly important goal. But we need to improve by 7% because we know what's holding us back. Students like Joshua, he's 2 of 10. We can't accept 2 of 10 Joshua's completing. He represents one of our most diverse populations that we have to move the needle on. We've got to change 2 of 10 Joshuas. You're amazing. We have to ensure that our key operational systems aren't so manual anymore. The manual processes that we have, and this may mean we need to light up some people at district and have some temper tantrums, that they're known, that they're efficient. Manual processes aren't so efficient, but they're also constructed with an equity mindset, and they're implemented. And when they're implemented, they're effective. We want to ensure that we operationalize a robust culture of equity-minded, data-informed improvement. That means we're not pulling it out, Spider-Man, of our, well, you know where. We're not making stuff up, but we know what we're doing and we're strategic. And the fourth strategic priority that feeds into this WIG is to develop localized data that's accurate. And this may mean that we need to invest in our IR office because we're not adequately staffed there. And this goes to a term that we throw around in higher ed a lot, student success. But we've never really taken the time to talk about what it means. So I want to talk about what it means and what it does not mean. Student success is not about lowering the bar. Let me make that very clear. Student success is not about lowering the academic bar in any way, shape, or form. It is about doing what we do with such quality and intentional, inclusive practices while maintaining standards of excellence that every student, Joshua, feels a connection, and remembers their dream from start to finish on their academic journey, that when a call to quit knocks on their door, that action is never even pondered. Joshua, you ever thought about quitting? Did you answer the call? No. He did not answer the call. Because of the connection, because of the mentor that he talked about, because of the connections that he has made with other students. The quality is so rich, the actions are so intentional that he cannot walk away. We have to make that choice impossible. But we cannot lower the bar, because if we lower the bar, wherever they are headed, they will not be ready. I will never ask you to lower the bar. Because if we lower the bar, what we're saying to Joshua is you can't reach it. But what we will do is give Joshua and every student like Joshua and every student like Adriana the ability to reach it. We will not give up on them, and we will not allow them to give up on themselves. That is what my ask is. Reach inside yourselves and remember why you entered this profession. Aspire to come and make a difference. That is my ask. And I will remember why I did this every day when I'm exhausted. Hold me accountable. I'll hold myself accountable. And I will come here every day to serve you and make a difference for you. And Carl, I'll hold to my word. You won't have to lead a vote of no confidence. I will give you every reason to be confident in why I'm here. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for being here. And it is my great pleasure now to get off of this stage in just a minute. I want to offer some awesome kudos to some incredible people who have made a difference. Student services, if you work in student services, would you take a moment to stand? Whether you're an advisor, whether you enroll, you work in financial aid. On Saturday alone, between 9 and 1 o'clock, they served 177 students. That's a lot of people in a short window on a Saturday. That is an incredible effort. We are up in footsie almost 2% from last year, and we still have time to grow. That's pretty remarkable, and that is post-drop for non-payment. We have a lot to be proud of. If you are on our faculty, please stand. Whether you are new or you've been hanging around keeping my butt in line for the last year, thank you. Faculty have, thanks, Carl. Faculty have had an extraordinary lift over the last 3 years, from throwing everything online when they weren't prepared to, doing extra work in an online space is difficult, especially when you were not ready for that. Students often were not ready for that. Is an exceptional ask, and now you're trying to transition back to face and balance. That is an extraordinary challenge and change. Trying to reconfigure and project how many people want to be online, how many people want to be face-to-face, how many people want to be hybrid. And many of you came back in the spring not sure whether or not we were going to have masks or not, social distance or not, how many. Thank you. That takes courage and guts, and it is a lot to figure out on the fly. But because of you, because of the thought, rolling the dice, trying to look into a crystal ball, we got it right. We are up. Because of your compassion and your commitment and your consistency and your courage, we got it right, and we're up. If you work in the library and tutoring services, stand up. What a heavy load, because the students are like, I don't know what to do because I'm in an online space. And now I need help. And by the way, I didn't turn it in, and I've got to learn everything the last 2 weeks. That is not an easy task. If you're in administration of any form, stand up. Because you are handling student grievances from the faculty who are trying to figure it out on the fly and rebuild everything that they've ever done. They are not the dark side. Look, we're learning too, and it's not an easy job. It is not an easy job, and the students are upset about everything. If you take care of an administrator, stand up. These are the real administrators. Stand up. Holy smokes. What a job these individuals have. If you work in IT, please stand up. We should have known Spider-Man was going to be in IT. A perfect storm hit IT. Suddenly, all students were online. Suddenly, everyone who worked at the college was working remote. Suddenly, money fell from the sky in form of HERF funds. And we threw a lot of money behind IT. Suddenly, we had vacancies because people left work for some reason. So we had a lot of vacancy savings. And we spent a lot of that money on gadgets. What we did not do is increase our IT staff. Their workload probably quadrupled at minimum. We owe a debt of gratitude to our IT staff. Now, if you work in our budget office, stand up. Now, all that stuff, they had to manage the money. Their workload went up even more. I had to take a trip to Mesa last week. All the presidents met there. And I looked at their building and grounds, and I came back and looked at ours. So if you work at building and grounds, stand up, because good Lord, we've got the prettiest campus. Yes, we do. You see, my point is, it takes an entire institution to make this place extraordinary. Each one of us creates an environment where people want to come, succeed, and thrive. Whether it's employees, students, every one of us contributes to the excellence that is Phoenix College. There are some rock stars among us, though, and I owe a debt of gratitude to one young lady, and that is Adriana Cornell. Now, later on, we will hear from a student speaker who represents our typical student at Phoenix College. 27-year-old Hispanic female is the typical student at Phoenix College. Now, Adriana started when she was 26, and I'm going to assume 27, 28 when you finished? Pretty close? She's only 30 today, but she's had a pretty fast trajectory. She looks like she's 30. She stepped up this summer, and if she doesn't get better at taking vacations, we're all going to hold her accountable. She worked her entire vacation, but we'll get to that later. But she stepped up and filled the VPAA role for a couple of months this summer. We worked, tag-teamed it, but she carried the heavy lift while we were hiring and selecting an interim VPAA. Carried the dean role and did it all with great grace, commitment, and determination. She is our new dean in academic affairs and is just exceptional. But I want to give her an award for what she did before that, which is a department chair service award for 9 years of service as department chair for dental. She's the only department chair to receive this award who's present today. So 9 years of service as department chair. 2013 to 2022.
Thank you.
Now, in full disclosure, in a private ceremony last week, I gave out 2 awards that looked like that to our faculty senate leaders, Patty and Carl. They're in their office. They are called Babysitting Brit Awards. So if you visit their office, they do have identical awards because they kept me in line last year. Yeah. Now, as you all know, I played a lot of pranks on Klein Namuo. And he got a parting joke when he left. I kidnapped his chess pieces and left ransom notes in his office. I'm trying to think of some other good things. I kidnapped his little bendy guy. There were a host of other pranks that I played on Klein. It was kind of the role of the VP to play pranks on the president. I went on vacation, and I left Dr. Heather Cruzy in charge. And I came back to my office, and there were 60 rubber chickens hidden in my office. 60. Everywhere. I have found all but one of the chickens. That is what I said. There are 60 damn rubber chickens, and here they are. So, 60 rubber chickens. They sit proudly on my desk. I have started a rehoming the rubber chicken project. But the 60 chickens represent something great about Phoenix College. It is a place where we can work hard, play hard, and laugh. And as we reconnect, I want to share something with you that Jenny Ussery said to me yesterday. These are not accountability days. These are reconnecting days. These are days where we recall how great our coworkers are. It is a place where I hope that you will laugh, tell some great jokes, and occasionally play a joke on someone. It made my day. Laughing makes my day. And so as you come back together and remember why it is so great not to have to look at someone in a meeting and go, "You're on mute," that you will take time to offer a random act of kindness to those that you're around. And whether that's a horrible, corny joke or a prank, or just a word of kindness. That when you do that, that person will nominate you for the Rubber Chicken Award. And I will walk over to your office when they do, and I will grace you with a rubber chicken because I have 60 to rehome. So I would like to encourage you to commit a random act of kindness. And I would like for you to acknowledge that random act of kindness so that you too can own a rubber chicken. We have 60. Let the president's office know. There will be nomination forms coming. It will be really simple. Your name, the person's name who committed the random act of kindness. Please be nice to those around you. Let's enjoy being back together. Welcome back, Phoenix College. Next up, Heather Cruzy. Oh, I meant CJ, you're up next. Sorry.
Must be because of my outfit. Oh. So I have to do something first. I have to take a selfie. Will everyone join? Is that okay? Do we do that here? Can we do that? All right. Get close to the people you love out there. Cheese. All right. Thank you. Good morning. It is an honor to be here. I've seen this stage multiple times, different events that Phoenix College has hosted. I've been to multiple events here, so to have an opportunity to be here and to share some comments with you is certainly an honor. In line with that, it's certainly exciting to have everybody back together. I know there's people joining online as well. I thought it would be really inspiring, right? So my first convocation at Phoenix College, first opportunity to meet some of you as interim vice president of academic affairs, I thought, I should come up with a scholarly definition of convocation. What does convocation really mean? So I was sitting in my office and I said, hey Siri, what is the meaning of convocation? And this is what she told me. She said, it's a formal gathering of people who have been asked to come together. So not necessarily the inspirational definition that I was looking for, but nonetheless, welcome to our formal gathering of people that have been asked to come together. But I also did find references to convocation being the starting point of a new journey. And to be honest with you, that's what excites me about today. The fact that we're gathered here to prepare for a new academic year, to embark on a new semester together is incredibly exciting. So if you'll indulge me, and if I can figure out how to work this, I'd like to share just some first impressions from a new guy, if you will. Some of the things I've learned in just the first few weeks here at Phoenix College is that certainly the history and the legacy of the college is incredibly inspiring. There's so many faculty and staff that I've had an opportunity to meet that have long-time connections to Phoenix College, that have been students here, that their family has a connection to the college, and now they're a faculty or staff member here. I've also met many people within the community that when you talk to them about Phoenix College, they light up. It's like any guard they had in the discussion, it's like, oh, Phoenix College. My mom went there, my grandmother went there, my uncle went there, I went there, whatever the case may be. So there's all kinds of connections in the community, and again, that's incredibly inspiring. We also have amazing facilities and grounds, as Dr. Britt mentioned just a moment ago. The learning spaces are incredibly well maintained. I've had an opportunity to tour many of them with our faculty and to hear the passion that they have for their discipline and also our students, again, is incredibly inspiring. In addition to the main campus, I've toured the Center for Excellence in Healthcare Education, the Center for Nursing Excellence, and the Maricopa IT Institute at Phoenix College downtown. And if you haven't been to those locations, I encourage you to do so, because the same passion for learning and the same passion for our students that you find on the main campus, you find at these additional locations as well. It's weaved throughout the college. I'm looking forward to scheduling a massage soon. I might get my teeth cleaned by our students. I'm thinking about getting my blood drawn and being a volunteer there. I might work my way up to it, so this might be a progression over time. But I'll also say that the last time I went to the Center for Excellence in Healthcare Education, I decided to walk. And it was the hottest part of the day, and I think it was 112 degrees that day. And I think that both Rebecca, who I was going to meet with, and Arlene, who was wishing me good luck, were both wondering what the heck I was thinking for walking there, so I'll probably be driving next time. That was a quick lesson learned. I've also learned a lot about our students, and I thank Mr. Smith for his inspiring comments that he made earlier and told us about the reasons why we're here. It was incredible to hear your story. And as you've heard, our students are returning in force. Our fall enrollment is looking great, and that is because our students want to be here. They want to come to Phoenix College to pursue their goals, and we're creating environments to support that success and giving them an opportunity to do so. Phoenix College is also focused on closing equity gaps, looking at providing opportunities for success and for learning for all students, and also really focusing on traditionally underrepresented student populations to do all we can to create the right teaching and learning environments for their success. And one thing I'll mention, and I've said this before, but I truly believe it, that we look at a lot of data in higher ed, a lot of data. It's really important to keep the perspective that every single one of those numbers that we see on a spreadsheet, every single number we see on an enrollment report, every number represents a person. That person happens to be a student who happens to have chosen our college to come here to pursue their goals. So keeping that in mind and having that perspective is incredibly important. It's a great honor, but with it, and this is in line with the quote that Dr. Britt had up on the slides earlier, comes great responsibility. So I'd like to take a minute and highlight some of the things that are occurring to support student success for those that have chosen to pursue their dreams here that are occurring within the academic affairs area. First, we have outstanding faculty. We have brand new faculty that are engaged with Dr. Miller in the fire program. We have faculty who have been here for decades, and we have a lot in between. Across all of our faculty, however, in addition to their subject matter expertise, there's a laser focus on student success and supporting student success within our institution. There's also significant efforts by our faculty to take an interdisciplinary approach to student learning and weaving experiences throughout our fields of interest to make sure that we're most appropriately preparing students for whatever will come next in their journey. Our faculty leadership is strong and knowledgeable. They have been solid partners during my onboarding in this first few weeks, particularly around the new faculty agreement and how we can best partner to support shared governance here at Phoenix College. We've also made great progress in the area of assessing student learning, and that progress will continue, particularly around the work that's been done related to institutional learning outcomes. So it's going to be exciting to see that work progress, along with the work that will come in line with that related to program review. Significant efforts have been made in DevEd redesign, including the use of student success specialists and beginning to chart the path toward learning communities. Interestingly, the question that guides all of the work within DevEd redesign is, how will this help students? And when you're starting there, that's a great starting point to have for all the work we do. With bachelor's degrees, we're preparing to launch our first bachelor's degrees in fall of 2023 in information technology and public safety administration. This has been an incredibly heavy lift by a number of faculty and staff members to really position Phoenix College to lead the way in this space. So the next steps, and everybody please cross your fingers, the next steps are governing board approval of those programs this coming Tuesday, and then followed by HLC visits this fall that will be very focused on our preparedness to offer bachelor's degrees and to really deliver these programs and support our students through their experience in the bachelor's degrees that we'll be launching. Additionally, students have access to resources through our library. They can receive significant support through our learning commons. And speaking of resources, we're also very fortunate to have many longtime and new scholarship donors that help make our students' dreams a reality. This also includes many generous donations by faculty and staff that are then distributed through the Maricopa Foundation to make emergency funds available to our students. And of course, there's always ongoing efforts to build the partnerships that we need to support the development of our workforce. So certainly there's many, many more activities occurring, but I wanted to give kind of a highlight of some of the significant activities taking place. So then the question becomes, how do we start to tie all these things together? We've got so many pockets of greatness happening throughout the institution. So what are some ways that we can bring it all together and align our actions with our desired outcomes? So what you see on the screen first is related to 4DX. And I was trying to quickly edit the slide when Dr. Britt said we can call it whatever we want, but I couldn't get in there quick enough. So for now, we'll leave it up there as 4DX. But you can see here that our subwig within 4DX is to increase course level success rate from 73.2% to 80% by August of 2024. So the things that I just mentioned, you should be able to find alignment between that work and this subwig. And I share that because 40X is not just another thing. It's not just another initiative to jump into. It's something to bring intentionality and focus to the work that we're doing. Another way we can look to tie in the efforts and the work that we're doing is through looking at our strategic priorities. So you can see there's 3 of them listed on this slide, essentially around providing resources to support our students, ensuring access and participation in work-based experiences, and then working within a culture that is data-informed, so we can continuously improve what we're doing and continuously improve the outcomes that we're supporting for our students. So as I close my remarks, I would just like to share also that my commitment remains, as I said about 6 weeks ago in the interview process, to communication, collaboration, shared governance, accountability, and transparency. That being said, dressing in my Google Meets outfit in the 3rd week of work, standing on the stage in front of you is maybe a little more transparent than I had anticipated coming into this role, but nonetheless, it is with an immense amount of gratitude that I thank you for your time this morning. I'm incredibly excited to be a part of the Phoenix College family and community, and I thank everybody for the warm welcome to date, and I can't wait to partner with you to make this a hell of a semester. So thank you.
He's going to fit in just fine. We're already working on his office prank. Coming in live via video, Paul DeRose.
Good morning, Phoenix College, and welcome to the 2022-23 academic year. I'm having to deliver this message remotely because many of you may not know, but I've been working fully remote this past summer as I recover from a broken heel bone in my right foot. I want to thank PC's leadership and all of the employees in administrative services for their support and understanding during this challenging time in my life. My recovery is slowly progressing, and I look forward to joining you all back on campus in the near future. So as we begin the fall 22 semester, I first want to provide you with an update on COVID-19 related information. On June 14th, the Chancellor sent a district-wide email announcing that effective August 8th, Maricopa will return to full on-site functionality for staff. As for faculty, on-site residency expectations would resume on August 15th. Face coverings will remain at the employee's discretion, and we will continue to follow the physical distancing requirements of the CDC. All employees should continue to follow the isolation and quarantine protocols, which lays out what to do in the event of symptoms, a positive case, or potential exposure, which does vary depending on vaccination status. This protocol document can be found on PC's employee homepage under the COVID-19 resources section. Also, PC continues to offer COVID testing services in our North Lot 7 days per week. We will continue to closely monitor COVID-19 community levels and adjust our policies to stay consistent with the CDC's guidelines and recommendations. But as we return to full on-site functionality, please be considerate of other individuals, be patient with the transition, and continue to adapt to the changing environment. The college's fiscal year 22-23 operational budget is balanced and has been loaded into the departmental accounts. As mentioned during the college's budget forum back in February, this fiscal year is the first of 3 consecutive budget cycles in which all colleges will experience a 1% base budget reduction. However, with the excellent planning of the college leadership over the last several years, we were positioned to handle this year's budget reduction without any impact to departmental accounts. In short, we used our capital contingency to offset this year's reduction, while at the same time, our college was given an annual budget in the capital fund of an equal amount. In the end, there was not a budget delta to the college for this fiscal year. So while financial challenges will likely always exist, the college has been able to strategically maneuver our budgets and also utilize temporary resources to bridge the gap while maintaining our high level of services. For example, the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund, also known as HERF, has been one temporary source of funding since 2020. This funding has allowed the college to not only weather the financial impact of COVID, but it's allowed us to focus on and handle the service impacts of COVID. It has also allowed us to reimburse auxiliary accounts for the loss of revenue experienced from the impact of COVID. The college executive team and our budget and finance department have been instrumental with maximizing these dollars and supporting allocations that kept the success and safety of our employees and students at the forefront. At the same time, we are committed to supporting the college's strategic priority number 4 by ensuring employees have the resources and support they need to do their jobs well. As for next fiscal year's budget reduction, the college's budget steering team held several meetings over this past summer to review the college's financial position and to identify any area of opportunity that may exist. During the fall semester, an overview of their work will be shared. Also, the committee will host college listening sessions as we all work together to develop a budget plan for next fiscal year. I am very optimistic, though, at this point, given the work of the budget steering team and the preparation of our college leadership, that the college, from a budget perspective, is positioned very well to weather the impact of the budget reduction for next fiscal year. Thank you to all those engaged in this work, especially the budget steering team and PC's Budget and Finance Office. I'll be happy to provide another update at our Spring 23 Convocation. The College Police Department continues to show their commitment to the safety and well-being for all individuals on campus. Over the last several months, our College Police Office has coordinated several safety drills, including lockdown exercises. These drills have been very educational and informative for all involved. During the fall semester, I want everyone to know there will be more safety drills performed on campus. Notifications will be sent out in advance of each drill, so all of us know it's a drill and not an actual emergency. So please anticipate more active drills. Be ready, be participative, and be patient while these drills are conducted, as safety will continue to be a priority and your preparedness is the key component. But aside from knowing what to do during an emergency, please be mindful that even things like building safety is a responsibility that all employees can practice. Ensuring doors are closed, not left propped open, and are locked as appropriate is one example of how you may contribute to building safety. Thank you to the college police staff and the Emergency Preparedness Committee for guiding this very important work. Finally, I always like to end with providing a brief update on upcoming remodel or renovation projects. As you know, we have been tackling our deferred maintenance issues while also adding beautification aspects to each of these projects. The most recent project to complete was the renovation of Building A. This renovation was completed last fiscal year, and the college held its grand opening celebration this past February. During this current fiscal year now, the locker and training room facilities will be renovated inside the gymnasium building. This will be an extensive project that will include the full replacement of the related plumbing, electrical, and mechanic systems. A new fire sprinkler system will be installed in the entire building as well. But the remodel of the locker rooms will not only address the deferred maintenance issues we have, it will also provide greater equity within the facility for women and men. This work is scheduled to begin in January 23, and while this work is being done, temporary lockers and a temporary training facility will be housed in the R building, which is the building adjacent to the gymnasium. The gym project will commence in 2023. After the gym, the next big project on the horizon will be the complete renovation and remodel of Building A. After the gym, the next big project on the horizon will be the complete renovation and remodel of Building B, which is our largest classroom building on campus. We are currently in the programming phase and working with faculty and staff leaders who are housed in that building to develop an educational specification for the architect to use as a basis for design. That project is expected to begin in late 23 with project completion during 2024. Thank you to the entire operations and facilities team for their hard work, especially over this past summer, as they performed a myriad of work on various projects and improvements. We all know PC has the best department within the district, and they work very hard to keep our historic campus not only looking beautiful, but functioning for students and employees. So while we celebrate successes and also think of the work ahead of us, the area of administrative services is committed to supporting the college's WIG and sub-WIGs, specifically increasing student engagement and satisfaction, while we continue to provide a campus environment with the facilities and resources for students to persist, complete, and transfer. Phoenix College community, you all continue to impress by delivering each and every day. Everyone has been able to tackle challenges and turn them into opportunities. Let's continue to work together, stay united, and build off our strengths and successes. Together, we are Phoenix College. Best wishes for a rewarding and successful semester. Be kind and be well.
Good morning, Phoenix College. So I have much to be grateful for. I have much to celebrate. First of which is Dr. Britt and the ability to wear my favorite house shoes and elastic pants to Convocation. Quick fun fact, these really are the shoes I would be wearing on a Google Meet if I were home. I've also jumped out of 2 perfectly good airplanes, and I've also run a couple marathons. And in 2001, I ran my first marathon and got these shoes at the finish line. Despite the bright green plastic appearance, they really are the most comfortable shoes I own. And they also provide a little defense against the scorpions in my house. So thank you, Dr. Britt, for the opportunity to wear these to work. Much appreciated. I have much I could share about enrollment and retention, and kudos all day long for the good work across the college, not just within student affairs, that is impacting this. We will have opportunities this fall to do a deeper dive, as we've done last year, to really learn and really to analyze the various demographics to see where we're moving the needle and where we've got more work to do. Last year, I stood up here and I shared that, some of the doom and gloom about post-secondary enrollment across the country, one of the facts had to do with FAFSA completions. I'm pleased to say, that there is a silver lining and there is some positive momentum. College Attainment Network shows FAFSA completions up for this academic year nationally. So especially when you look at the particular demographics of students, you can see that's true for our students of color in urban areas with financial need, Phoenix College students. So a bit of good news. Another bright data point is the number of new to Maricopa students enrolled. So you can see this little pie chart just gives you that quick glance. We are up fall 2022 over fall 20 and 21, and there's much good news to share. Now, whether PC is the happy beneficiary of some of these trends, or whether we're helping to cause some of these trends locally, I'm confident it's partly the latter. We are faring well. We are in a very good place, and Dr. Britt spoke about that a little bit earlier. You can see some of the numbers as of yesterday. We're still right about 2% in FTSE, and I anticipate that number is going to grow. So good news and more to come. I have been getting phone calls from other vice presidents saying, what are you doing at PC? And I don't have time to share all of the wonderful activities and efforts underway, but I will highlight 2. So one, I want to call out the work of our ESL partners, because it is an incredible effort that is a collaboration of faculty and staff across division to really target and provide additional outreach, recruitment, and support for a particular population that we know was impacted disproportionately for the worse when you look at all of the students that we serve over the course of the pandemic. And I'm proud to share our sections of ESL students is increasing and up more significantly than some of the other just general data points we would share. So great work and great example of how really the work needs to be a collaboration. It needs to be student affairs and academic affairs, and it is, and really we're doing so much that we can be proud of. The work of Guided Pathways is paying off. Again, this is something you'll hear more about this fall because it's a long-term commitment, right? That's not a flip the switch, but we're seeing greater numbers of college credit momentum. Students earning more college credits in their first semester and in their first year, in large part because of the work of DevEd redesign. We've done more campaigns than I care to recite to you. Another area that I wanted to highlight, and I'm going to invite our Interim Dean of Student Affairs, Cindy Ramos, to share a little bit more, is some of the re-engagement work happening with the funding from our HERF.
Hi, everyone. So I told Dr. Brick backstage, I do wear heels on my Google Meet meetings. I really don't. But so I wanted to highlight two efforts that Student Affairs has put her funds behind, two efforts that really involve intentional outreach to students in need. One is in financial aid. A specialist reaches out to students to intentionally seek out and inform them of the opportunity to talk about their financial situations changing or their household size changing, because that can make a difference in the type of aid that they might be eligible for. So that work is ongoing, and it's time intensive, but it's so worth it for the students who know they have a partner in someone in Student Affairs to work through that process. The other effort is re-engagement. We know we have so many students who stopped out through the pandemic. And so our teams, our re-engagement teams, a small but mighty team, is reaching out to these students to bring them back and to let them know we want you to come back to PC. But it's so much more than that in both of these outreach efforts. They are partnering. They are the point of contact for these students. These students don't have to call a phone tree and find out, well, someone called me. They know, Katie called me. I'm going to call Katie back, and she's going to help me through this process. I'll just share some quick data. They've made over 400 phone calls, sent 400 emails, set up about a little over 40 advising appointments, and out of those efforts, we've brought 45 students back through that effort. Yeah. Just a little testimonial that I thought would be really great to share with you all. One student that the team spoke to acknowledged that they had been reached out to twice, once by phone, once by email, and said it must have been a sign that it's time for me to come back to college. She is now enrolled for fall of 2022.
The one thing I don't tell the other VPs, which I probably will figure out a way to start communicating, is much of it has to do with the culture at PC, right? Because we know it's not about enrollment, it's about students. It's about Joshua. It's about the other student, Sarah, who we're going to hear from shortly. I really do believe our culture contributes significantly to what we're seeing, and it's something that we're very intentional about. We are expanding students' holistic supports. So this is something we've talked about through the pandemic. We're not letting up. We're expanding. We want to be the premier institution that pays attention to students' holistic needs and recognizes it's not just episodic. You know, I think that's the old model where we used to think it's a point in time, something happens, there's a significant life occurrence, they need some help, and then they're back on track and they're good to go. And we recognize now that this is actually these are chronic needs that our students have around housing and transportation and childcare and food insecurity and all of these things. So we're building a robust platform, and I'm going to invite Kaylin to stand. Kaylin is our new social worker for Phoenix College. I see her out in the audience. We are so excited to launch Single Stop. Through Kaylin's work and our counseling department, we're launching several new programs. Single Stop will connect students to resources in the community in a much more seamless and easy and expedited fashion. Together All is a peer-to-peer platform for mental health support for students, moderated by licensed counselors, and more and more and more. Grand opening coming on September 7th for our new Bumstead resource room. You'll hear a lot more about that, but know that this is an area that, again, PC is knocking it out of the park. All right, this should look familiar. You've heard about our strategic priorities. You've heard about our WIG and our sub-WIGs. Specific sub-WIG that we are focused on in enrollment services and student affairs relates to fall-to-fall persistence. We know that we're still losing about 40% of our students in their first year. So this should be somewhat common sense. All these WIGs and all this work around 40X, this isn't new. If anything, it's a way that we are being more intentional about things we already know that we need to focus on, but with greater impact, with greater intentionality, and hopefully with a few more tools in our chest to do better and to really move some of our outcomes. So we're excited about that because we're confident we can move the needle. All right. We wanted to also showcase one of our programs and that we haven't heard about for a while, and I'm going to invite Associate Dean Anika Hutchinson to share more.
Hi again, everyone. I just want to make a quick note about our Bridging Success for Foster Youth program, which many of you know is really near and dear to our hearts here at PC. We have PC champions that help our students navigate the enrollment process. We have 9 of them. So those are our champions that are placed strategically in each department to help students get over any hurdles to have a smooth transition into the enrollment process. We also have coaches program. And those are folks that are highly trained to have a one-to-one relationship with our foster youth, and they mentor them from beginning to end of their time here at PC, from the moment they say they want to be a student all the way to their graduation and beyond. And then finally, we interact with our students in a curricular component, FYE courses, and our summer bridge. Right now, we do have an FYE course for fall. It's a late start course that is a cohort for our students who have experienced foster care. So we are hoping to grow the program, expand the program, innovate with the program. We, as a flagship institution, we hope that we lead all these efforts. So there's always room for new ideas and for all of you to join us. So if you have questions or want to know how you can be involved in supporting this very special population, you can let any of us know, and we will find a place for you to support our students.
Foster youth have been disproportionately hit during the pandemic. We've lost about 85% of our foster youth who attend Phoenix College. So we are establishing Brits Bears, brilliant, extraordinary, and resilient students. Our Bridging Success program is comprised of Brits Bears. I'm taking them in under my wing, these students who come to us rising from the ashes of events that happened to them that they did not ask for. They're missing that support structure, that family, the people who would guide them through the process of college. I'm asking for you to join me in supporting this special population and getting them back to Phoenix College. They have very little choice in life very often. They can become wardens of the state, prison, homelessness, drug use. That's their option. We are an alternative to that option. We can help them to defy those odds. They can go to college. They can lead colleges. I'm a living example of what a foster youth can become. We are going to lead the way in Maricopa and show people what foster youth can become if they set their mind to it. GCU has a professor, we have a college president to show what foster youth can become. This is going to become my pet project. We're establishing a convocation to celebrate this success. I'm going to be asking you to join me in this purpose. Thank you. I want to invite Adriana to the stage to introduce our closing act today. And she is not an act, but she is exceptional, Sarah Nunes.
Welcome back to the fall semester. I'm super excited to see your smiling faces. I do want to take just a brief opportunity to say thank you to Kimberly and everyone in administration, including staff, for their wavering support. And also to faculty, thank you for your patience and your guidance in these last 6 months as I embark in this new role as a new dean in my new duties. So I just want to say thank you. It means a lot. I now want to introduce you to another extraordinary student. Her name is Sarah Nunes. Sarah began her journey here at PC as a student in fall 2020. She graduated in May 2022 from PC with an associate in arts and a certificate in human resources management. Sarah is currently completing the requirements to transfer to NAU's strategic leadership program, She is an honors student and Phoenix College ambassador. Welcome, Sarah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah Nunez, and I am honored to be here to share with you why I chose Phoenix College and why I am so passionate about its community. But before I do, I'd like to share a quote from Boretti Incorporated with you. It says, "Success isn't just about what you accomplish in life. It's about what you inspire others to do." As Ms. Cornell mentioned, I have achieved some goals here of mine since being at Phoenix College. I'm a proud Phoenix College graduate and continuing student, and have just acquired my first degree with the academic goal of acquiring my bachelor's in strategic leadership, and soon after, my master's in communication. I'm also an ambassador and a member of the Phoenix College Honors Program. My future has never looked so clear to me as it has today. And much of that certainty stems from my choice to continue my education here with the encouragement, praise, and support I have received from the Phoenix College community. The truth is, my beginning wasn't so bright. As a young girl, my mom and I struggled through poverty. I went from home to home, from school to school, and from one family member to the next. By age 15, I had moved back home with my mom, but quickly grew tired of going without, and decided to drop out of high school to help support my mom and my two younger siblings. By age 17, I had my first child, and due to my lack of education, I would face the same challenges. If you had asked me all those years ago what my academic goals were, I would have told you school isn't for me. Instead, I entered the workforce determined to do things differently for my growing family. As the years passed, I gave much thought to returning to school. However, my fears got the best of me. I was afraid to return as a non-traditional student. I was not only feeling out of place as an adult student, but I was also fearful of failing and unsure of my ability to balance my responsibilities as a single mother while attending college full-time and working. I attempted to return twice with little to no success and almost entirely gave up on my academic goals. Ultimately, I hit a dead end in my career and knew then that getting an education was essential if I wanted to advance. After receiving a suggestion to attend Phoenix College, I decided to try one more time, only this time with a smaller goal, to attain a certificate in human resources management. Upon completion of my first semester, my choice to continue with Phoenix College became easy, and it was no longer just certification that I was after. I was inspired to do more, because here I'm not just a number or another student passing for a short time. I am a unique individual, and I matter here. My professors, academic advisors, and many faculty and staff members continue to inspire me by supporting my education, dreams, and goals. By showing a genuine interest in me as a student and creating an inclusive community of learning, these individuals have fostered a desire within me to continue learning and evolving into the best version of myself that I can be for my family and community. While here at Phoenix College, I have overcome my fears of returning to school. I went from being a high school dropout to a thriving honor student, a first-generation college graduate with dreams. Thank you. A first-generation college graduate with dreams of attaining a bachelor's and master's degree, with the hope of sparking inspiration in others as those in the Phoenix College, as those in the Phoenix College community have done for me. Thank you.
I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed hearing from our students. One of the greatest pieces of feedback I've heard is at Convocation, we need to hear from them, the reminder of what we do and why we do it. So thank you. Thank you for being here, for sharing with us. I got to put one plug at the back of the auditorium on your way out. There are these things with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or the Twitter, whatever. Pick that up if you have social media. God help you if you don't, whatever. But if you do, add the college, follow the college. It is a way to promote to the students what we do. Deb Spots says pick that up. Follow us, share what we put out there if you are so inclined. It does help us to communicate what we do and how we do it. One last person who's going to take us home. There's food outside, coffee outside, to quote Klein Namuo, who, by the way, left 13 pairs of shoes in my office when he left because I have big shoes to fill. Yeah, 13 from Goodwill. I hope he sprayed those things. Wilbert.
Good morning. I want to make it very clear. You know, Dr. Brett and Adriana got on my case because I was not dressed in my Google Meet. First of all, I was in my man cave, and second of all, I had a shirt on and underwear, and I don't think that would be appropriate. So therefore, just mentioning that should give me the prize. All right. Good morning. What you heard this morning from the students who spoke is a reflection of their determination to be successful. But more importantly, the PC family, whether you are faculty, or staff member, club advisor, regardless of the role that you continue, you ensure that the students in community we serve are committed to making it happen for themselves and yourselves. My previous statement that I just completed is the norm for Phoenix College. Yet we are entering into a new norm called post-pandemic environment. This has a different meaning for our students and ourselves. One of the impacts that in the past people would hold their thoughts about what was happening and what was going on around them. Well, I would submit this morning that the pandemic has changed all that. Now everyone lets you know where they are, regardless of if you like it or not. I believe that this is a major message from the pandemic, and the major message is this, that life is too short to worry about the small stuff. Let me repeat that. Life is too short to worry about the small stuff. Yet, it has not taken away this value that Phoenix College and you as members of the Phoenix College family hold on to, and that is that regardless of the changes, you are committed and dedicated to making a difference, not only in the students' lives that you serve, but also in the community that we represent. And I would say this, you know, I have kind of been a little frustrated with the district and PC's pseudo commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And what I mean by that is, as an African American, there's no problem. Josh is a representative of what I am. Sarah is a representative of the Hispanic community, but we have another community that is often neglected in this process, and that is the Native American community. They deserve more than what they are receiving. When I first came to this college, we had a very, very presence of the Native American community. What happened? They didn't disappear. They're still here. They're still students. So I would say if we're going to talk about inclusion, equity, and diversity, which there is no common denominator because every one of us And when I say every one of us, I'm talking about the colleges, approach this differently. And so I'm going to have a church moment. I could not do that because my wife may be watching this, and then she'll be saying, why come you didn't say nothing? I said, well, I'm going to say this. This is a favorite quote that I have, and I have it posted on my, in the morning when I come in, it's one of the first things that I see. And I want to leave it with you. When you touch someone's life, it's a privilege. When you touch someone's heart, it's a blessing. When you touch someone's mind, it's an honor. When you touch someone's soul, it's a triumph. When you touch someone's spirit, it is a miracle. That is what we do. We touch people's souls, and we perform miracles every day. Thank you, and have a blessed semester.